Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to show you 3 simple tips to improve pin carry. Alright guys, so pin carry is one of the most common problems that we see in the bowling world and also one of the most frustrating ones. So there is nothing worse than coming to league and being in the pocket all night and all you get is 10 pins, 7 pins, 9 pins. There are different reasons that this may happen. So tonight we're going to go over 3 different tips that you can use to improve your pin carry. Alright guys, so the first tip that we're going to be talking about here is using different launch angles. What I mean by different launch angles is the direction your ball is going off your hand. So let's say for example on the fresh you may want to be playing a straighter, so you're going to use like a straighter launch angle, but then as the lanes are opening up you may need to send that ball to the friction as you standing far left. So you may need to have a different launch angle so you can achieve better carry. A great example of how changing your launch angle can help you to achieve better carry is when you're bowling on the fresh and you are having great carry, but as the lanes transition, you see your ball start hooking a little bit early and then you start leaving flat tens, your ball may start go a little bit high or your ball start losing energy. So you may need to start moving towards the middle part of the lane, so the ball is going to have a little bit more oil, but you still need to send that ball to the friction. So you need to make some adjustments to your game so you can effectively send that ball to the friction and achieve that desired angle that is going to have a better entry into the pocket and therefore is going to have better carry. Alright guys, so when playing straighter angles, the key is simply having your body aligned with your target. One way I like to look at it is simply using my shoulders as my aim. In this case, because I'm trying to go straight, I'm just going to keep them as straight as possible. So when it comes to increasing your launch angle, that means when you may need to start moving left, but you still need to throw that ball to the friction. In other words, we usually kind of like opening up the lane. To help our body to throwing the ball in that direction is simply by pivoting our feet towards our target. And as I mentioned before, I really like to use my shoulders as a guide of where my ball is going. So in this case, because I'm farther left and I want to throw the ball to the same spot down lane, I'm moving my body towards the target and simply gonna throw the shot. Alright guys, so the second tip here is simply adjusting your speed. So by slowing down our speed or throwing it faster, we can drastically affect our ball motion down lane. So if sometimes, for example, when the lanes are a little bit more oily than last week, we see like our ball having trouble to get through the pins, by simply adjusting our ball speed to throwing it a little bit slower, we may improve that carry. Or the other way around, if you don't want to move left and you see your ball start like hooking a little bit early, by throwing it faster, we can get our ball through the fronts a little bit better. So we're gonna go to lanes and then we're gonna show you different tips so you can adjust your ball speed, either slowing down or throwing it faster. So here I'm gonna show you an easy tip to decrease your ball speed. So there are many different ways to do it, but the easiest one that I found without messing around with my swing or the way I throw it is simply by adjusting my footwork. So it's important to note that the power comes from the legs. So if we shorten our approach by a little bit, we will have less momentum and therefore we're going to be able to slow down our ball more. So what I like to do in order to have a slower speed is simply moving a step forward on my approach. So let's say if I normally stand on the dots, I'm just going to move half a step forward and leave everything else the same. I'm going to feel like I'm walking a little bit slower, and that's exactly what we want, because that's going to help us to decrease our ball speed without messing around with our physical game. Alright, so when it comes to increasing our ball speed, it's going to be the same concept. Remember, our power is coming from our legs. So if we have a little bit more approach, we're going to be able to get our feet moving a little bit faster. So what I like to do is simply, if I stand on the dots, I'm just going to stand half a step a little bit backwards. Alright guys, so there you go, 2 easy tips to either increase or decrease your ball speed. Alright guys, so for the third tip here, we're actually going to look up your equipment. So we're going to focus on the surface aspect of your equipment. by having different surfaces, you can actually achieve different ball motion down lane. So we're gonna show you how a dull bowling ball and a shiny bowling ball can affect pin carry. So I've been throwing this asymmetric ball. It's a big ball, it's a hybrid, and I have it with a 1000 grit surface. I have the same exact version of this ball, almost the same layout, but with a shiny surface. So here, we're gonna show you the difference that having different surface on the same ball can affect your ball motion down lane, and it can help you to improve your carry. So usually on the fresh, I really like throwing duller bowling balls because they're gonna help me to have a smoother ball reaction, it's gonna help me to have control, but one of the problems I'm gonna run into is that the ball may start hitting flat, it's gonna start hooking too early. So one way to counter that, to help us to improve our pin carry, is by simply using a ball with a different surface. So by having a shinier ball, it's gonna help us to get through the fronts a little bit better and increase our backhand reaction, and that's gonna change our pin entry angle, and it's gonna help us to improve our carry. So using different surfaces on your bowling balls is a great key to manipulate ball motion so you can improve your pin carry. Alright guys, so there you go, 3 different tips to improve your pin carry. Please guys, let us know in the comments what do you think, what do you like, what other videos would you like us to make. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.